Hello and welcome back. This is Diane Wiggins, the artist, and this is Take Heart, and this is season 1 and session 3. Glad you could join me, and we thoroughly enjoyed painting with you, and I hope you joined us as well in our last session. Okay, so here we have already black gesso, which we've used before in session 1 and session 2, and it's a very interesting medium to use. Now, when you're using black gesso, you have to allow it to dry. So if you have a canvas, a stretched white canvas, the one that I am using is 40 centimeters by 50 centimeters. All right, so that's what we have here today. Now, I've already primed my canvas with black gesso. Okay, and so let's get started. What I thought today that we could do is the picture will unfold before our eyes, and we're going to use white gesso. Now, the colours will be in the description at the bottom of the video. All right, so let's get started. So make sure your canvas is dry. Mine is. All right, and then what we're going to do is start with a bit of white gesso. So that's my white gesso. It's in a jar or in a tube. I mean, you can get them in jars or tubes, doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm just going to scoop a bit out onto my palette board. So we're going to be using black gesso, white gesso and grey gesso. The grey gesso will be what we're mixing together, the black and white. There we go. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so first of all, we need to have a light source. So as before, there's always got to be somewhere where the light is coming from. So today, we're just going to have it off center. But again, we're doing that dabbing around in a circle. So you start just going round and round and round, and I am just using a soft sponge. They're very, very lovely to use, got a lot of texture. Keep dabbing around and just twist a little bit as well. All right, and then dip back into your gesso, and then what you're going to do is start in the middle again, because you want this bit here to be the lightest part of the light source. And as I said, we're just going out, and it should get darker and darker as you go out towards the edges. All right, keep going, and just give a little bit of a twist and keep dabbing away, so that eventually you tap, 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 and you've created a lovely light source. Now keep going with that, because we need a lot more. All right, so again in the middle, make sure it's nice and light in the center, and keep going around, because we need all of this background here. Let's get some really lovely light. Okay, again the same again, keep going, and again keep going, twisting and turning your sponge. Keep going all the way around. So I'm just dabbing a little bit over to this end as well, because we need all of this area covered. So I'm just going to hold on to my canvas a little bit, because I am dabbing quite hard. All right, so keep going into that area. Just lovely little texture, and the texture and the light being light in some areas, dark in other areas is really good. It's good for the effect. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I love this because it's very easy to work with and you're just playing around. Have fun, play around and just enjoy this. This is fun. This is for you to enjoy. Now, as I said, we're going to have a little bit of grey gesso, so that is basically just your white and your black. So there's the white and the black, and you're just mixing it together, okay, to formulate some grey. I'm just going to put a little bit more black because I've run out of black. You soon use it up. So just make sure you've got plenty on your board, and then just mix it very, very lightly together, and a little bit more white in there, and then you should have your grey, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so next we're going to have just along here, I think we'll put in some trees, and again, you want this fairly liquid. So as I've mentioned before, it's clear, a clear liquid, so liquid clear, in other words, and then I just a couple of drops, and I'm mixing it round to turn it into a nice liquid. You want it to flow, because as we know, that liquid, a very thin paint, sticks much better to a thick paint, all right? So make sure you've got it nice and thin. And then this is the fun bit. Like I said to you, you know, you're going to have some trees. So, you know, we love our trees. So let's just have a little guy coming down here. And then, as I say, you know, just bring him right down. And don't forget, he does have a foot. All right, and then we're going to have a branch coming out here. And remember, branches always have a life of their own, really. And your branch can go any way it likes. All right, so very, very lightly. And then we're going to have a couple more over here. So let's have some just down the side here. All right, and we're going to have another one here. How about that? And then just again, look how that just glides along. I mean, that is really, really beautiful. Keep going. Now you're going to have another one. Maybe shall we have one here? So I'm going to have another tree, just making his way down there. I'm just going to add a little bit more here, because as you can see, my little old tree here is a bit light at the bottom. So we need to add a bit more. And as we have over here again, so just want a little bit more in the background, okay? So you're pushing the light back and you're giving this some definition, and it starts to look as though it's taking form. Now again, you've got to have the light and the dark, because that's how you get some kind of you know, a picture of what's going on. And we're going down here. But this guy now is branching out, so I'm going to take him a little bit over towards the side. We'll have him, how about, I think we'll keep that one there. You see, this is the beauty of art. This is the beauty of it, because you can have this painting however you want. You're not copying mine. You can add or take away whatever you would like and put in whatever you want to. All right, so I'm just running this now, the black gesso through the white, so you'll see what happens here as we start bringing a tree in just down here, about that, and already you've got the light reflecting over. Now we can do a little bit more with that later, but let's just carry on and get going on the branch there, a branch out there, and then very, again, don't forget to use your liquid clear, and we are thinning the paint down, all right, so that this sticks onto the firmer paint. Okay, so that is essential. And then you're going to get your lovely branches here and there. How about that? Now, we have our trees in. Now, what would be quite nice, because we want some highlights and we are lacking highlights. So I'm going to use the white gesso, as I said before. And what I want to do is just bring out this tree here. Okay, and I want this to stand out very much so. So that's white, very white. Okay. Okay. Now this is loose enough and it is sticking quite nicely, but you may find that it's better to just add a little bit of liquid clear, as I said before. Yeah, there we go. And a little bit more there, coming down the side. And I just want a few little stragglers there in the background. That would be nice. So here we go, just a few stragglers out there. Okay, and this guy is just like, you know, he's there. And I want another really nice white reflection, almost of a similar thing that's going on there. It's going to happen here too. Okay, and we want him nice and white. Again, it gives you that lovely break of white and black. Right, okay, so you can use, again, you know, use your black and white gesso, so grey now, so you've mixed it, and it should be nice and loose, and then maybe just some little guys in the background here. You know, there's always something around in the background. So can you see that? Just come in a little closer for you so you can see that I have some little sticks, but they're indications of twigs in the background there, which is beautiful. Okay, so just down the side here, we're just going to use the sponge again, and it's dipping into your grey gesso now, and you're just going to tap down the side here. I want that to look as though we've got something down the side, okay, and this side also. Just twist it round so that your sponge is doing all sorts of amazing things. There we go. Okay, and it does look quite good. Okay, so there we go. I'll just bring that back a little bit. Okay, so now what we're looking at is to use a fan brush. So that's your fan brush. So it spreads out nice and evenly. Okay, there we go. I think you can see that. If I hold it up against there, maybe you can see it a little bit better. Now, today it would be nice to have, how about, and I'm just running my brush, I say fan brush, through the grey gesso. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have a little line here, and then we're just going to whoosh it down, whoosh, okay, and again, whoosh, and again, whoosh, okay. So this now is your waterfall. Okay, a little bit more I would like to see. I'm just going to run it through the white a little bit. Okay, so going whoosh. Now this is water, so this is lovely. Lovely to see the movement in the water. How about that? Okay, there we go. Now on the side, because obviously waterfalls, they don't just come out of nowhere, so we have to have a little bit of something going on the side there. So I'm going to use, well actually we'll use this, to be honest. So again, what I want to see is just for this to look like a crevice and a rock coming out there on that side. Now and on the other side, a little bit something there too. Okay, a little bit more black coming out over there. I'm having that rock just there, and in the background you can take that a little bit further back, so maybe, because remember this is land over here, so you're taking this back and back over there, okay, over there. Right, okay, so we've got your waterfall, right, and you've got a bit of land, and obviously you've got a bit of a rocky outcrop there. Now again, let's just have, with a rock, they usually have some kind of gnarly bits on them. There we go. And again, what I'd like to see is, we want to see, not too much, because you don't want your waterfall to look as though it's just a block of water. So back into your white gesso. It's quite easy, this picture, for beginners, basically because it's only 3 colours that you're using. So again, like I say, I just want to bring that over a little bit and swoosh him down and swoosh him down, and again swoosh him down. Again, that's going round the crevice, swoosh him down. Okay, all right, so getting the idea. Now on the outside, I would like to see, this is my round brush, so I'm just introducing you to that. And what I'm going to do is just dab the end of my round brush, just on that corner there. And then we're going to do a little bit of dabbing around here, because these are all just the little flowers, a little bit of moss, bit of something that you might find around a waterfall. All right, and again a little bit on that side. So yeah, there we go. Okay, and I just want a little bit of a outcrop over there too, so we love that. Okay, and just remember, this is your picture, this is your painting, so you can have it any way you want. All right, now what we need is a bit of water, because you've got your waterfall and we just need it to go somewhere. So let's take this waterfall round over here, I like it over here, and there we go. And then it's going to basically travel out towards this end, maybe over there. And so back into your grey gesso. Okay, so with your grey gesso, now I just want it to be a little bit more liquid, and I'm just dabbing into that. So I'd like a few little things going on here, such as a little, maybe a little bit of grass, reeds, something that you would find around a waterfall. Okay, maybe something here too. And if we want to just make our trees a bit more interesting, again we can add, you know, because the light source is over in that direction, so we're just going to add a bit of light. And just again, I say we could do with a few more little bits of moss. Just remember, you know, this is all black and white gesso. Now you can fill this in as much as you would like to. You can have little bushes, and you just go, so you're doing a half circle really, and then another half circle, and then just make them slightly different in colour, because bushes and things like that, they're all slightly different. There's none really that are the same, so it's good to just make sure that you are a bit dab hard, and again it's just the corner of the round brush, and you're just pushing that out. It's amazing what you can get out of your brush, but don't press too hard, because you know what happens is that you know, what you've got on there just disappears. So just go back over it. There's no accidents here. There is nothing that you cannot incorporate into your picture and make it into something beautiful and something stunning. All right, I think I'm nearly there. I would just like to have some little what should we call them? Little doers, if you like, in the background. And again, we just want to make sure that our lovely trees and their branches are standing out, and just want that to stand out a little bit more, as I said. Nice, and just have a bit of a shake. A shaky hand actually helps to have your branches to stand out. You know, they need to have like a shape to them, but it's your shape. You know, you do the shape you want to, any shape you like. Okay, so we're nearly there actually. It's a fast run, but however, it does give you an idea of what we're trying to achieve. And as we've used before, your palette knife, and I've shown that you cut through the paint, and you might want to add a little bit more light here and there. I love doing this. This is just one of my favorite things. And you're just putting a lovely outline. Hey, look at that. Okay, I think we're nearly there, to be honest. And your little doers, if you want, use the end of your palette knife. That's what I'm trying to say there. And we're just going to put some more lines in there. I want those to stand out a bit more. How about that? Stand back, look at your what you've achieved, and just well done. You can do this. I absolutely believe that you can do this. Anybody can do this. So I'm glad you joined me today, and happy painting. And this is goodbye from Diane the Painter.